Hello, everyone. Dr. Frankie here. I hope you're all having an awesome week, and I'm thrilled to be here with you again. If you are not yet subscribing to my channel, please do. We just got a little bit over, I think I'm like at 10,500 followers, subscribers. So that's really exciting. And if you would like to follow me on my Instagram and TikTok, it's Dr. Frankie Bashan on both of those. I would love to see you there. And my websites are littlegaybook.com, drfrankie.com, and littleblackbookmatchmaking.com. So lots and lots of information out there about what I do. And I have a lot of written articles aside from the vlogs that I post here on YouTube. So, and lots of like free quizzes and fun things to learn about yourself, learn how to have healthier relationships, and so on. So feel free to explore all of those different platforms and learn more about me and what I have to share and offer you all. So today we're going to talk about whether you need therapy for depression or anxiety or not. Conversations about mental health are more widespread and socially acceptable than ever, which is a really good thing. Because when I first started learning and actually in graduate school in 2001, that wasn't so much the case. And it really should be the case. So that's a good thing. So as factors like the pandemic take a major toll on the mental health of us all, which we know we've been pretty, well, many of us have been impacted. You may be noticing signs of depression or anxiety in yourself for the first time, or realizing that depression and anxiety have been part of your life for a while now. But what should you do about it? Is this something you should just try to manage on your own with lifestyle changes? You may wonder. Or is this something you should be seeking professional support for? So here's my advice on whether your depression or anxiety is something that should be treated with therapy. You don't need therapy for it to be worthwhile. One important first step is to really examine your current impressions of therapy, what it is, who it's for, and what it means to go to therapy. Many of us may have the idea that therapy is for neurotic or crazy people or for egotistical people who like to hear themselves talk. Maybe you feel like therapy is for people who have something wrong with them that needs to be fixed, or that it's in a esoteric practice like phrenology, where an old man asks for you to explain your dreams. In reality, therapy is and can be a lot of things, but it's none of the ones I just mentioned. In the simplest terms, therapy is about having a professional on your side to help navigate complex internal experiences and support you in growing and becoming a healthier person. This can look like a lot of things, from a therapist who specializes in dialectical behavior therapy, who helps you work on regulating your emotions and having more stable personal relationships, to an internal family systems practitioner who helps you make sense of how your early experiences and family of origin are showing up in your current present life. While therapy can mean a lot of things, the main takeaway is that you don't have to have a problem bad enough or even have a specific diagnosis at all to benefit from it. It might be useful to shift from thinking, is my depression or anxiety bad enough for therapy, to could therapy be helpful or useful to me in any way? I mean, I've certainly been in therapy on and off throughout my whole life. And yeah, I can't recommend it more for all of us, whether we're feeling some anxiety or depression. I think at different points in our lives, many of us actually have some of those symptoms that come up. Take stock of how your depression and anxiety are impacting you. To decide whether you want to make managing your depression and anxiety symptoms a goal in therapy, think about how they're currently showing up in your life. How much of your daily life is materially impacted by depression or anxiety? How many decisions on a daily or weekly basis are informed by them? It can be hard to answer these questions, I know, off the top of your head. And for many of us, we've been depressed and or even anxious for a long time, maybe always. We may not be consciously aware of how it's manifesting in our lives each day. Remember also that depression and anxiety both have complex sets of symptoms that may not present the way we first think of them. Depression may not look like just being sad. It may show up for you as being fatigued, irritable, exhausted, unable to sleep, or feeling like you're having some kind of brain fog. Anxiety may look like feeling worried, but it could also look like a racing heart, insomnia, racing thoughts, hyperventilation, or trouble focusing and being productive. Do you cancel on friends or turn down invites because you just can't get up the motivation to leave the house? Are you late for work because you just couldn't bring yourself to wake up or get out of bed even though you go to sleep on time? Do you have to take a sleeping pill to fall asleep at all because otherwise racing thoughts will keep you up all night? These are all ways that depression and anxiety are materially impacting your life. And the more things like this there are, the more likely therapy can help. You may feel overwhelmed by the prospect of trying to manage all these factors, and they have a tendency to snowball. But a therapist can support you by giving you strategies, tools, and treatment to make all these things so much easier. Take an assessment to help see your depression anxiety symptoms more objectively. It may not feel productive to evaluate how your depression or anxiety is impacting your life. After all, it's hard to see our own experiences objectively from the inside of it. If you've been dealing with depression or anxiety for a long time, it's likely that many of its signs and symptoms just feel normal to you by now. For this reason, many professionals use objective assessment tools or scales to try to measure how intensely depression or anxiety is impacting someone's life. Trying a free online tool can help you get a more accurate sense of how your depression or anxiety is manifesting right now. And you can use that information to assess whether you want to seek counseling or therapy. Visit my website, littlegaybook.com or drfrankie.com, to access an online self-assessment for depression and a worksheet that helps you locate your anxiety on a scale. It's helpful to take both, even if you don't think of yourself as having both depression and anxiety. The two experiences often overlap and coexist. So the link to the self-assessments are embedded in my written version of this blog. So look up the title, Do I Need Therapy for My Depression or Anxiety? And there you can access the assessment, which will give you more insight and information about what symptoms you're experiencing and maybe even, help you decide that you want to actually get help. When in doubt, it won't hurt to make an initial appointment. Trying therapy doesn't need to be a big deal, and it's certainly not an irrevocable decision. If you're wondering whether the best approach to managing your anxiety and depression is pursuing therapy, the easiest way to find out might be to ask a therapist. You don't necessarily need to sign on for a full course of treatment to talk to a professional. Many will do an initial conversation over the phone or answer questions to determine whether it's the right fit for a first appointment. You can describe what you're experiencing and let the potential therapist honestly explain what they do to support you and if they think they can help. So I hope that you take the time, if any of this resonated for you, that you take the time to take the quiz. And even if you don't want to take the quiz that's on my website, go online and search on Google and see if there are any assessment tools that are legitimate tools to help you ascertain what's going on and help you make a decision to live healthier and happier. So I hope this was helpful, and I will see you all next Thursday. Big hugs. Take care.